So here's how you actually properly infiltrate: is jump on the vending machine and hang out on the second floor. Punch this dude.
Wow. Huh. I never
Shoot that person.
did it this way.
Are you sure this is actually what you do and not just your serial murder fantasy?
Yeah, this is... I read it on a walkthrough. This is the proper way to infiltrate Taiyang Medical, is to show up in a random lab and punch people for reasons that are not adequately explained.
Who published this walkthrough?
Crazy person.
Someone.
Some guy named Reggie.
Someone that was not me at all.
Reggie Cuthbert.
So one of the interesting things is if you read any of the emails on here, is this place is like seriously super authoritarian lockdown. You're only allowed 4 emails in your archive on your computer, and that includes the one that tells you that you're running out of space.
I love that as an explanation for why everybody doesn't have 500 emails in their box.
Yeah.
Access granted.
Game has a lot of stuff like that, like little considerations, little lampshade hangings, and sometimes it's interesting, and sort of worthwhile, and sometimes it's not. But I think that's a pretty innocuous case.
I like this.
Oh,
room.
whoa, yeah.
What?
A treadmill. I just think.
Josh?
Oh, go ahead.
No, shit. Yeah, go back in. Hear that music? That's like totally Deus Ex 1 music.
Huh. My only memories of Deus Ex 1 music is the Whispers of Hell, so...
This is the Uneco music right here.
I love the attention to detail given in... I mean, this is where they develop bionic parts, basically. And this place, they didn't just... Like, the previous area we were in was just this generic, incomprehensible industrial area that didn't have any purpose. Like, why did this machinery have poison gas, and what was this all for? But this place makes a lot of sense. I mean, you've got it looks like they're working on, it looks like this is a real work area for developing bionic stuff, given the equipment that they have around.
More even than Seraph's.
Yes.
Seraph's like, here's our murder pit where we're testing military crap with a glass window.
That's a really good point. I didn't even think of that.
No. It's bulletproof glass, so that they can demonstrate conclusively and authoritatively to all their military purchasers that they can, in fact, produce a ballistic device that can't penetrate simple bulletproof glass.
Oh, this isn't gonna end well. Yeah, it didn't. 5 more minutes.
What is up with, like... What kind of voice direction do you suppose the actor got when... Oh, come on!
Why are you knocking that guy out? I don't understand.
Because I want to.
I see.
Is that so wrong, Seamus?
Well, I mean, if there's nothing in it for us, yeah. It's possible to get a pass into this area so that you can walk around, but I forget how. Yes, there's somebody you talk to. I don't remember how.
Jensen's super dramatic roll jump.
But yeah, that noise you make when you die is a little bit strange. The first like few times you hear.
Damn, I have not.
I don't think they gave him. I don't think they gave him voice direction. I think they just punched him in the gut.
Well, it doesn't even sound like somebody getting hit. If I had to come up with a way to describe it that wasn't horrible, I actually probably wouldn't be able to do that. It sounds vaguely like someone grunting in frustration as they die for the 100th time in a video game, slowed down while they're also being punched in the gut and possibly climaxing. I can't think of any other way to put it.
I'm sure that's exactly the direction they were given.
I'm sure that's exactly the set of circumstances they engineered to method act. To do what's his face with the Denton's voice.
So Seamus, you said you can get a card to get into this area?
Yes, you can. I don't remember how, but there is. I walked around down there, said hi to the scientists working. They don't have a lot to say.
Oh, that's right. There's that guy that's like complaining about how he lost his card somewhere. I never found where he lost it though.
There are a couple of video game type rooms where it's like, wait a minute, the only way into this room is through the vent, or it's blocked here, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's not terrible, it's not nonsense, it's not a room without a door. But It is one of those rooms where, well, wait a minute, how did things get into this particular state? Like, didn't anybody come in to work here today?
Somebody went into this room, pushed a crate in front of the door, and then consumed themselves in fire so that only ashes would remain. That would eventually settle into the carpet.
Access granted.
I'm just wondering, even if you got the pass, how does a guy with military-grade arms and legs walk around like he's a scientist?
Well, I mean, you could
people
pass
think that
yourself
you're
off
like a guard.
Oh, really? I thought you passed yourself off as, like, well, I'm one of the test subjects. Like, I mean, look at all these limbs. These are obviously, well, they're obviously Seraph Industry limbs. That's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
So as you get up here...
Did you have Seraph tattooed on your ass or something?
You get the first kind of idea of what Tai Young Medical has been doing to keep itself on top, which is Windmill saying, hey, I need to get access to the financial records for various medical and pharmaceutical and augmentation companies. I wonder... Wow, I'm lucky about that. I wonder what she's going to do with those.
She's using it to guide her investments. It's insider trading, really.
I'm sure it was just a
I love this room.
Looks like Seraph Industries has been putting out a lot of life insurance on their agent, Adam Suicide Jensen.
You just walk through that room and they have no idea.
Nobody stops to look at the door that just opened. I mean, you think about how... No, I'm not really picking on this. I mean, I don't want to fault the stealth gameplay in this game too much. It's darn good. But you think about how hilarious it is, how hard it is to open a door without somebody noticing. No matter how quiet you are, doors make sounds. They change the movement of air in a room, and people notice that. If a door opens, you look.
Yeah, you can't move silently air current. I've had to tell this to players before. Okay, shouldn't those lasers be disturbed when you walk through while cloaked? You could, like, clearly see there's somebody there.
It's another augment, I believe. Isn't it another thing you can unlock that makes you also invisible to the lasers?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's just part of the cloak augment.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not actually complaining about it, I guess, because I thought it was pretty... It wasn't really intuitive, though, is the thing. Like, I didn't discover that until I played for a while.
Yeah, well, I didn't even want to touch them, because you see red... Video game, you see red laser beams, you think...
Look.
Yeah. You see red laser beams, and you think, oh, these are deadly. Especially given that Deus Ex 2 had those laser beams that were deadly.
Oh, it had. Yeah, that sounds like about like Invisible War's speed. The lasers just kill you.
So this is a pretty cool section, but by this point, this has been going on for really long. This is probably the longest infiltration section in the entire game.
And I actually did it without the AUG. I didn't have enough. I didn't have all the stealth upgrades that let you cloak your way through it, so I couldn't be cloaked for more than a second. So I had to just do this the way. Obviously, it's a timing puzzle game.
Right.
I hate those, so I just cloaked my way. I just cloaked and sprinted through.
It's actually probably one of the game's better set pieces, but I think it really highlights. Especially in contrast to the area we just went through, the discrepancy between making an area realistic and fit the narrative and the fiction versus making a fun-to-play game level. And this is clearly going for the left.
Yes, this is like... This is definitely a movie-style crisscrossing laser beams. It's completely possible to position laser beams so that nobody can cross them. But that's not a fun story. That's not a fun movie or video game.
Did you... Josh, you just... threw a crate into a laser beam, huh?
I didn't think it would go that far.
What were you trying to do with that crate?
I was trying to get it out of my way so I could get through the vent here. Oh, there's a fucking robot.
I just saw it on the dude's armor.
Hello, my friend! Oh, fuck. There we go.
I saw it on the guy's armor back there, but I also saw it on the ceiling. Oh, this isn't gonna end well.
It's okay.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Karma Houdini.
And
is the real angular polygonal look of the game? Is that to make it easier on the artists, or because it doesn't really fit in thematically in any way I can really figure out.
What do you mean polygonal look of the game?
Well, like look at the vents. See how it's sort of like the edges are hexagonal and stuff.
Oh,
or the dude's armor.
I don't think that's particularly easier to do with 3D modeling than just. In fact, that might even be a little harder than doing it more realistic. That must be a design choice. I could be wrong. I'm not a master of 3D modeling. The last time I did 3D modeling, your polygon budget for an avatar was 1,000 polygons.
Oh, cool. I turned it back on.
And today it's probably 10 times that, so it's almost a whole different discipline. But I don't see how that would make it much easier.
It's just a weird, like, you get Cyberpunk, Neuromancer / Blade Runner Cyberpunk meets Victorian England meets polygonal, edgy, hard lines and hexagons, and it's just a real weird aesthetic, and somehow it works. And then splash the whole thing yellow.
Yeah, gold.
Can I open you?
What do we need in this Cyberpunk game? I'm thinking we need lots of piss yellow. That's what I think will make this game.
When you say that, it reminds me of how
right.
Wow, that's kind of a tangent, but apparently a common complaint, like derogatory word used to refer to by toy collectors to refer to bright green toys is calling them piss green. Toy collectors are weird.
I know, it's like, wait a minute, if I think that's a problem with you and not the toy, if green is your go-to color for piss.
I'm getting this information from David Lewis.
See, like this room though, the lasers are set up right outside the door, such that no man can enter that.
Right, you could do that everywhere.
Of course, it's no fun, but...
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't need all these lasers. You could reduce the number of lasers to like 4 and completely make this room impenetrable.
I think they were just having a Pink Floyd light show in here, and they figured they'd leave it in for security purposes.
So here's a cool bit of background information. This is sort of an IM conversation that happened in response to basically what happened right at the beginning of the game when Windmill had to kill the dude that he was using the Puppet Master stuff on. This is basically filling out exactly what happened that caused Windmill to get sacked, basically. That he had the stream going through with information, but I guess we can't use that other. Oh wait, no, that's where that robot came from. But it got interrupted because obviously he shot the dude in the face.
Right.
And that he's basically been on the run since then.
That's
so here we go. Big, ridiculous-looking monitor console room.
Yeah, this is their server room. This is what server rooms look like in the future. Giant screens. Anybody that's a sysadmin can tell you that's a company's biggest priority, is making sure the sysadmin has giant wall coloring televisions. Wall covering television.
Reed and her team have subdermal GPL implants. They'll be trapped.
I'm sure there's nothing interesting that'll be revealed from this.
Montreal took care of that.
Forgive me if I don't put as much faith in our friend Eliza as you do. She's too erratic.
Your concerns are noted, but I would advise you to concentrate on your own assignments instead of interfering with mine.
Well, this is a recording. This is the recording that Windmill made.
I know, but like, couldn't we maybe save this recording and take us with it instead of loitering in the bottom of this facility?
We've got to stay focused.
Actually, it's
residence at the top of the
now, it's Seraph's reaction right here. This is one of the things that made me think he was a bad guy. Oh, I heard. I can't believe it. I thought I was so sure, given the way that his character plays this, that he was in on it. He knew it, and he was trying to play it off during this conversation. I thought David Seraph was lying to you right here.
Man, this would suck if I actually had to run it, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I agree, Seamus. I was waiting the entire game for him to be revealed to be part of the Illuminati, and I was also waiting for Pritchard to do the whole "now I am your real enemy and I've betrayed you" thing, and thankfully neither of that ever happened, and that's just...
Right. And I wonder how much of David Seraph's performance right there was deliberate as a red herring. I wonder if that was the director and the actor conspiring to fool us. The way he says, "Oh, I just heard," really does sound like he's being dishonest, but no, he really had no idea.
It could be that it's like 4 a.m. America time in Detroit, and he's like, "Oh God, I just got out of bed."
Right.
I wasn't really even paying attention, to be honest. What's going on? We fighting someone? You still carrying the incinerator?
Are you still? No. Did you break into our competitor and you're
Ryan's
shooting people?
office.
Yeah, don't be calling
me.
Whoa!
Did I actually authorize any of that?
Exactly.
I don't know you. Who are you? Prank caller. Prank caller.
Here's my expense report, boss. Why did you cross out this $5,000 charge, and what was it? Never mind.
So hey, big surprise reveal there. Oh, Megan's not dead. She was just kidnapped. Did anyone, like,
care?
Literally any member of the human race not expect that the second you saw the intro?
By this point in the game, I forgot that I was supposed to think she was dead.
I forgot that I was supposed to care, and consequently did not. Seriously, who gave a shit?
Well,
I know.
That's the weird thing. Like, if Deus Ex Human Revolution was written as a traditional film narrative, the whole losing your limbs thing would be some sort of allegory for him dealing with his life post his divorce with Megan, and the game doesn't play into that at all.
Yeah.
We sort of went over this a little bit. How how he treats Megan is weird. Like at least one of the commenters suggested that it's supposed to be deliberately sort of ambiguous, so you can fill in your own reactions. Like you didn't want him to care too much about Megan if you didn't. But consequently, it leaves no way that we could care about Megan.
I think characters like that are bullshit. Like the idea that that Shepard in particular should be a flat character so that you can sort of imprint yourself onto him or her is just dumb.
I know someone.
Oh.
I would much rather have. Yeah.
It doesn't. That's a stupid idea. Why would you want to do that? Okay. I mean, it's not your character. It's a predefined character that already exists. It has a backstory. So why go halfway? Why not just make it a real character with real concerns that may not necessarily line up with exactly what the player wanted, but makes that character seem like a real person rather than a walking brick.
And this is what you do. Well, okay, I was just gonna say this is what you do if it's a character-driven narrative. I mean, you know, you can get away with not doing that if it's more of like if it's a set-piece story, or whether it is like Deus Ex Human Revolution based around this large conspiracy. But if you do that, you can't have it both ways. You can't like throw in these character hooks and expect anyone to care about them.
That's a good point. It's fine to do it either way, but this game seems to throw in character hooks and then not do anything with them.
Yeah.
And I was just going to tie into something I said last week, where again, the game lets you make choices, but they're not character choices. They're how are you going to solve this problem? And you're right. Jensen is basically a static, existing character.
So at this point, I'm like,
even at the end of the game, when you make your big choice, it's not like you don't really feel like it tremendously is impacted by what your character is. You had a pretty like your justifications for each action sounded like they're pretty much coming from the same place.
Yeah. So at this point in the game, I was like, okay, man, so I'm gonna open this door, and behind it is gonna be the elevator. The end. And I'm gonna get to the end cutscene and be done with this, but no, there's still more stuff to do here.